Hello, everybody. Okay, so before we get started with our math warm-up today, I want us to warm up our bodies, okay? Let's make sure we're all awake. So stand up, push in your chair, give yourself some space, do some head rolls, reach for the ceiling, stretch as high as you can. Good stretching. Reach over, get your wiggles out. Okay, take a seat in your chair, push your chair in, get ready. Okay, now we're gonna turn our brains on, click, and we're gonna do a warm-up problem. Okay, I'm gonna read it to you, so listen close. Ready? Man A and man B are walking towards each other at the same time. Man A is walking 2 kilometers an hour. Man B is walking 4 kilometers an hour. And they are 48 kilometers apart. How many hours will it take for man A and man B to meet? Okay, take 5 minutes to either solve it or get all of your ideas down on your whiteboard or your paper. Go ahead and do that now. All right, it's been 5 minutes. Show me what you've done. Let's check it out. Good, I see a lot of good ideas out there. Excellent. Okay, who wants to tell me what they did? Okay, after I took a few ideas from the students, I would then go ahead with my ideas. So, all right, those were great ideas, you guys. I love the thinking that's happening. So, now I want to tell you what I thought of when I saw this problem, okay? Are any of you familiar with the distance formula? Anyone? Yeah? Maybe? Kind of? Okay. So the distance formula is distance equals the rate times the time. Okay, what does distance mean? Distance is how far, right? What does rate mean? So let's fill this in right here. Distance, how far. Rate, what does rate mean? Speed. And time, well, that's an easy one. That just means time, right? We can leave that one. Right? So let's see what information we can plug in with our problem. Do we know the distance that these men are walking? What's the distance? 48 kilometers. We know that they have to walk a total of 48 kilometers because that's how far apart they are, right? 48 kilometers. If they only walk 46 kilometers, they won't meet. If they walk 50 kilometers, they'll pass each other. We know that the distance that they walk is 48 kilometers, right? And that is going to be equal to the speed or the rate at which they walked. What number am I going to put in here for the rate? His rate was 2 kilometers an hour. His rate was 4 kilometers an hour. So which one do I put in there? Any ideas? That's right. We're going to add these together and put 6 kilometers in here because when man A was moving 2 kilometers, man B was moving 4 kilometers, that means every hour a total of 6 kilometers was moved, right? Together they moved a total of 6 kilometers closer. So we can put 6 right there. What about the time? How long did it take them to walk that far? I don't know, right? That's what the question is asking. That's what we are trying to find out. And how many hours will they meet? So what do I put there? A variable. Any variable will work. I'm going to put a T for time. Now, how do we solve this? How the heck do we solve this equation to figure out what T is? This says 6T, so 6 times T. How do you undo multiplication? You divide. So I'm going to divide, oh, I'm running out of space. I'm going to divide this by 6. I'm going to divide this by 6. 6 divided by 6 is t, right? I have no more space. I'm going to write it over here, okay? T equals, what's 48 divided by 6? 8. 8 equals t. So what does this 8 mean? 8 is equal to the time. The time is how many hours it took them. So how many hours did these men have to walk to meet each other? 8. They had to walk 8 hours. That is a long day of walking, huh? I don't want to walk 8 hours. I think they should have called like an Uber or something and like drove over. But that's just me. Okay, now that we've done our warm-up, I've got a fun one for you guys to do. Okay, I love this problem. I think it's so fun. Let me pull it up. Okay, you ready? Man A, it's the same people, man A and man B. These guys really like to walk a lot, okay? Man A and man B are 50 kilometers apart. And they're walking towards each other just like they were on the last problem. This time, man A is going 3 kilometers per hour, and man B is walking 2 kilometers per hour. Okay? And there's another character in our story. There's a dog. There's a little dog. And our dog is running at a rate of 5 kilometers per hour. Okay? Okay, so listen to the whole story now together. All the pieces together. You ready to listen? Okay. 2 men, man A and man B, are 50 kilometers apart. And they're walking towards each other at a speed of 3 kilometers per hour and 2 kilometers per hour. And a dog is running back and forth between them at a rate of 5 kilometers per hour. Find the distance traveled by the dog. You ready to do that? Okay. Take a minute, brainstorm all your ideas on your whiteboard or your paper, just like you did before, okay? I'm gonna give you 3 minutes this time. Start solving it or just get some ideas on down, okay? Go ahead and do that now. Okay, who has an idea that they want to share? Okay, at this point, I would take some ideas from the students, okay? Hopefully one of the students is on the right track and I could take that student's idea and we can branch off of that. If not, if no student presents me with any information that can help us get started solving the problem with the way that you guys provided, I would then provide them with that information, okay? All right, you guys, those are really, really great ideas. Let's look at this using our distance formula again. Okay, what's the distance formula? Distance equals rate times time, right? And let me write out this whole word, distance. Distance equals rate times time. Okay, so what is the problem asking for? The problem is asking for how far the dog ran, right? We know the dog runs 5 kilometers per hour. But how many hours was the dog running for? I don't know. The problem doesn't tell us how many hours the dog was running for. So we need to find that out. What's the best way to say this? We need to find out how many hours the dog was running for, right? How are we going to figure that out? Well, we know that the dog is going to keep running until the men meet, right? So we need to figure out how many hours it takes for the men to meet, right? Okay, so let's start filling this out. Distance means what? How far, right? And the rate means the speed. And the time is just that, it's the time, right? So the distance, how far did the men have to walk? 50 kilometers. 50 kilometers equals the rate. What's the rate? What's the speed at which the men walked? Right, one man walked at 3 kilometers per hour. The other man walked at 2 kilometers per hour, right? So that gives you a total of how many kilometers traveled each hour? 5 times the time, right? 5t. How do we solve this again? How do we separate these? We divide it out, right? Let's divide out that 5. 10 equals the time. So how many hours did these men have to walk? 10! These men must love walking, right? Okay, so we figured out that it's 10 kilometers per hour. So I'm going to go ahead and erase this. Not 10 kilometers per hour, 10 hours that they walked. And I'm going to put this up here. I'm just going to add that to our information. The men walked for 10 hours. Okay, what was the original question? What are we trying to find? We are trying to find how many kilometers the dog ran, right? Can we use our trusty distance formula for this? Yes, we can. So let's put it back up here. I'm gonna get fancy, you guys. I'm gonna use my blue now. Ready? Distance equals rate times time. And distance means what? What does distance mean? How far, right? What does the rate mean? The speed. And what is time? Time is just that. Time, how long, right? It's just the time. Okay, and what do we want to find out for the dog? Do we want to find out the distance he traveled? Do we want to find the speed at which he traveled? Or do we want to find out the time that he traveled for? Anybody know? What is it? We want to find out the distance, right? We don't know that. We don't know how long he ran or how far he ran. So we're going to keep this D here. Distance equals the rate. What's the rate? What's his speed? His speed is 5 kilometers per hour. And what's the time? How long was he running for? He ran the whole time that those men were walking. He ran for 10 hours. So what's the distance? How many kilometers did he travel? What's 5 times 10? 50. The distance equals 50. The distance equals 50 kilometers. So how far did that little dog run? 50 kilometers. Whew, these people are getting so much exercise. This dog is getting so much exercise. Good for them. Okay, before we wrap up class today, what I want you to do, either find a clean spot on your paper or erase your whiteboard, and I want you to write out for me the distance formula. Oh, I'm gonna cover it up so you can't see it. Okay, write it out. Write out the distance formula. See if you can remember. Go ahead and write it out. I'm gonna give you 2 minutes. Okay, everybody show me what's the distance formula. Everybody tell me, shout it out really loud. Ready? Distance equals rate times time. Excellent job. High five, my people. Beautiful. I will see you next time.